I finished my playthrough of Amnesia: The Dark Descent on Friday night. What a great game. I see why people love it so much. I got the revenge ending. I almost want to play it again to get the other two endings, but I think I'll just look up a video on YouTube for that. As much as I enjoyed it, that game really stressed me out. Every week I make a video detailing any video game news that interests me because although Nico and I play a lot of games, he tends to be pretty oblivious to news about them, while I'm pretty obsessed with it. So here's everything I think Nico should know about in game news the week of October 16th, 2022. First up, notable releases. Scorn released on Xbox and PC on Friday, October 14th. I'm playing that next. I love trains. As far as I'm concerned, they're the absolute best mode of transportation, hands down. When I visit my sisters in New York City, I go to Grand Central Station and buy a round-trip ticket to a random town and just spend the day on a train, listening to the rhythmic sounds of the engine and wheels as I watch the scenery go by. My nephew's nickname for me is Auntie Choo-Choo. I once flew to the East Coast for a long weekend just to ride the Polar Express with him. I also enjoy horror games and first-person shooters. So when I heard about a wacky open-world horror game called Choo-Choo Charles, where you have to level up and gear up your train to fight a demonic train with spider legs, I knew I had to play it. And we now have a release date from the new trailer from developer 2-Star Games. This game looks like it goes completely off the rails, and I can't wait to play it when it releases on PC via Steam on December 9th, 2022. Check out the full trailer below. Once I rediscovered video games in the early to mid-90s, I almost exclusively played Japanese role-playing games, with just a few platform games spattered in the mix. In the early 2000s, I started branching out to other types of games, although I definitely stuck to RPGs. And one of the first non-Japanese ones that really hooked me was The Elder Scrolls Morrowind. Since then, I've been a huge fan of Bethesda games. In 2018, they announced a brand new game and IP called Starfield. The current release window is sometime in the first half of 2023, and even though Bethesda has said that it's not Elder Scrolls in space, the more they show, the more I think it is, and that's a good thing. In a new video titled Constellation Questions Talking Starfield with Todd Howard, Starfield game director Todd Howard answers questions from fans about various aspects of the game, including the trait system, the dialogue system, and whether it will be hard science fiction. To be honest, I had to look up that term. So for those of you who are unaware, hard science fiction has a focus on making sure that actual real science is used in the world. Todd Howard, by the way, says that's a trap question, and I agree. Anyway, to me, the coolest thing shown off in the video was the ability to spend points in order to use persuasion. Persuasion checks in games always really stress me out, so I like the idea of being able to give myself some help there. The trait system is also very interesting in that they have both a benefit and a drawback, and you will be able to apparently do a quest or something to get rid of that trait if you so desire. Check out the full video at the link below. The more I see of upcoming game Sonic Frontiers, the more I think it's going to be too difficult for me. Quick hand-eye coordination mechanics are really hard for me, and if I get too frustrated, I'll just rage quit. Still, this new combat and upgrades trailer looks pretty neat. Sonic will have a skill tree where he can unlock new moves, and he can level up his stats and abilities in order to get stronger and take down tougher enemies. The trailer mentions enemies known as Guardians, where you'll need to engage in boss-specific mechanics before you can attack the weak spot to do damage. Check out the full trailer linked below. Honestly, I'm kinda hoping that Nico decides to play it so that I can watch him. It will be just like when he was little. I always loved watching him play Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 because he always made it look so easy. Sonic Frontiers is scheduled to release on PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and PC next month on November 8th, 2022. And that's it for game news this week. Final Fantasy XIV's patch 6.25 is releasing this Tuesday, October 18th, so we'll finally get to start the relic grind. Personally, I can't wait. The Mandervilles will be involved in this questline, and that can only mean one thing: serious hijinks. So join me again next week for more news and adventure. Until then, play lots of games and have an awesome week.